You look like you're in good shape.
Who will emerge a champion? Fight!
Everybody already know who it is. No need for introduction, so let's dive right on into it. First things first, I am back in Street Fighter fucking 4. It's been way too long since I've been playing this game. I'm actually getting back used to the mechanics, like how it functions and shit like that. I'm getting kind of alright with jewelry. Trust me, I ain't no infiltration by any means necessary, but hey, it's better than nothing. But at least I feel like I'm me playing a certain character instead of like being like a drone like in Street Fighter 5 with like its ABC combos and the V trigger. The thing that I loved most about Street Fighter 4 because it makes you feel unique. It makes you feel like you're the one that stands out. And once you really get good with like these characters and stuff like that in Street Fighter 4, it's like nobody can really copy your style. It's like when you see Street Fighter 4 gameplay at like high level, you see like Infiltration, Sanford Kelly, all these other like top players. You know what people say? That's Infiltration's jewelry. That's Punko's Seth. That's Daigo Umaharu's Evil Ryu. That's Broly Legs Chun-Li, etc. etc. You get the point. The reason why Street Fighter 4 was so good, and by all means it was not a flawless game. I mean, understand that it was not flawless, but at the same time it was one of the best fighting games out there. I think this game was even more beloved than Street Fighter 2, to be honest with you, if you look back on its history. But I'm so sick of Street Fighter 5, and when you play Street Fighter 4 for like a while and try to get back into Street Fighter 5, is damn near impossible. Because Street Fighter 5 plays so freaking slow. It plays slow. It's like watching paint dry. And you have no choice to play slow. Even against a person that you automatically know that you know in your hearts of hearts that is not better than you on any level. You have to play at their speed. You can't just blow through them and just call it a day and just go to the next match. You can't do it. Why? Because of crush counters, B triggers, and the horrible input delay. The only thing, honestly, that's holding Street Fighter 4 back right now is that it needs a rollback netcode. This game needs a rollback netcode so much. If this game had a rollback netcode like a couple years ago or right now, you would never see me touch Street Fighter 5 again. Ever. I'll literally have no reason to play that game. So I really do hope, but I really do hope that this game gets rollback netcode, because this game had just too much hype and it had way too much support to just be dropped in, and like nobody wants to see it again. You know what I'm saying? Like it just needs rollback so bad. And plus, especially when like Arc Systems is doing rollback netcode for their older games with Guilty Gear and stuff like that, where we can actually see more hardcore games getting the respect that they deserve. And I want to see Street Fighter 4 get rollback netcode, but all Capcom needs to do is just do it at this point. I mean, they already made a shit ton of money with Street Fighter 5, as bad as that game was. And let's be honest here, the only reason why Street Fighter 5 was even remotely successful because nothing else was out that Capcom had that was Street Fighter related that was new at the time. It just had to be pushed by influencers and shit like that just to please the casual audience. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. If Capcom were in their prime again, like early 2000s, where there were so many fighting games out that they had in their name, and Street Fighter 5 released with like the great titles like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Street Fighter 3, Capcom vs. SNK 2, etc. All those great titles, even the Alpha series was still a thing back then. Even in the early 2000s, early in the mid 2000s, it was still sort of a thing. But if that game released back then with those great giants those legendary titles, I guarantee you Street Fighter V would have been boycotted to death, because these same influencers, these same top like pro players that actually played and played those games, boycotted previous games. In fact, Street Fighter 3 new generation was boycotted. There was actually a version of Street Fighter 2 that was on PS1, and that got boycotted too. And Dark Side Phil actually got 4th place in that. And the reason why Street Fighter 5 was not boycotted, like I said, is because it was the only Street Fighter that Capcom had out that was new. That was their bread and butter. That was where their paper came from. And of course now Capcom is widening the audience and shit like that, even though I don't buy that for a fucking second. I just thought it was a shameless cash grab to make it easier for new players to get like a round off you and shit like that. But that's besides the point. I'm going ahead and say it like this. In Street Fighter 4, in Street Fighter 5, you would not find players that are actually good because they're the player. It's not because of the character. Look at this Makoto, for God's sakes. This Makoto whooped my ass several times. I only got 4 matches in total that I won. And plus, there was like more that he whooped my ass in. I just didn't record it. But the fact is, I'm fearing the player. I'm not fearing the character like I would in Street Fighter 5. So let's just dive on into it. I'll catch y'all next time. So watch these clips. Hell, I'm getting better and better with jewelry. It's going to take time. It's not like I'm going to become a pro in like in a couple of days. Hell, not even a couple of weeks. Because Street Fighter 4 is really, really technical when you bring it down. But also, being technical is an option. It's not mandatory per se. This Makoto, for example, has way more tech than I do. However, I can have smarter moments and still win. That's the point. It's not like one frame links were mandatory. They never were. Are you going to be likely to beat somebody that knows these one frame link combos? Probably not. But you can be smarter than them in certain intervals and just take advantage of it and fuck their mental up. It's also a mental game more than just a knowledge game. And also, this game allows way more freedom. You don't have to be afraid to play neutral. You can just play neutral and get rewarded for it, or get punched for it if you're doing stupid shit with neutral. And that's that. Okay, so let's dive on into it.
Let's keep it up! Fight! The scales have tipped! fight is underway. With these two challenges, we'll walk away as champions. There's no stopping this fight. After all, one. This could turn it all around.
Nothing beats Rindokan karate!
Pull out all the stops! Fight! The scales have tipped! Fight will determine who is the strongest once and for all! This fighter is in the zone! The fire up there is tangible! Are you ready? Fight! The first hit has been recorded. The fight is underway. Which of these two challenges will walk away as champions?
Here I come!
I smell a comeback. Will this champion? Where did that come from? I smell a comeback. Will this gambit work? K.O.
I'll have my revenge! You don't stand a chance!
Let's keep it up. Fight! The scales have tipped. This is it. There's a devastating attack coming up. What an attack! This could turn it all around. I've never seen a combo that intense.
Here I come!
Could be the end. This fighter is in the zone. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. K.O. You don't see moves like that every day. Are you ready? Fight! And there's the first hit. What's next? The fight has finally begun. Which one of these two will emerge on top? What a rush! There is tangible. This could turn it all around. Could be the end. I've never seen a combo that intense. Just keep punishing. This attack could be the last.
Here I come!
K.O. Pick up the pace! Fight! And there's the first hit! What's next? The fight is underway! Which of these two challengers will walk away now? Turn it all around! Here out there is tangible! This is the last round. Fight! First hit, the scales have tipped. The fight is finally begun. Which one of these two will emerge on top? Anything can happen now. Stay on wait till it's over. First blood rush. It's a battle of endurance. Go! Julie wins!
To sell what it sounds like, but we dealing with music. So what I did was I said, all right, look, I'm gonna come with the angle of it don't matter what I look like, you know, it don't matter what the artist look like, it's more what the artist sound like. So the mask really represents the whole, like, to rebel against trying to sell the product as a human being, you know what I mean? It's more of a sound, so, you know, and at the same time, it's something different, you know what I'm saying? And it fits with the theme of the rebel, the villain, where, you know, to him, he don't care about the fame and all that shit. That shit is, there's no consequence, you know what I mean? It's more of the message of what's being said. So I think it helps people focus